Hey everyone, and welcome back to Master Site. Today I'm going to have game 2 of the 2025 US Masters, where I face off against Keith Monach and his Abyssal Dwarves. And Keith finished second at the event. So this is a matchup between top two finishers here in the second round. So a little foreshadowing there, but I think most people are watching these reports know the ultimate outcome. So we got a good game here for you. So I'm gonna jump right in to Keith's list and then the game. So Keith and his Abyssal Dwarves, he has 2 troops of Black Souls and 1 regiment. No throwing dogs. He said he didn't have the points for that. So he has a horde of decimators with fire oil. He has a troop of gargoyles. He has a regiment of half-breeds with Blessing of the Gods. He has 2 hordes of grotesques. He has 3 rocket launchers. Ironcaster with Fireball and Diadem of Dragonkind. Brings it to Fireball 18. He has 3 hexcasters, all with the weakness as well. And he has Inspiring on one, Periscope on another. Then he finishes off with a Supreme Ironcaster on Winged Half-Breed, and kind of fully kitted out as you would expect, or at least I would expect, for the Half-Breed Affinity. He's got Fireball, he's got Heal, and then he had Conjurer's Staff on it as well. So 16 total drops, 24 unit strength. Um, yeah, good. I haven't seen an Abyssal Dwarf list like this, but just looking at it, and as we'll see in the game, it definitely has a lot of tools and can be pretty. I guess look at it on paper, it's like, yeah, shooting, whatnot, but then seeing it play, it's like, this played a lot better than I gave it credit for initially. So yeah, let's go ahead, hop into the game, and we'll get going. So here's Keith, and here is our deployment. Uh, Keith won the roll for sides, so as you can see, there is a hill right here, a little bit outside the deployment zone. That is definitely what Keith looks for. Put decimators up on a hill. And then Keith also won roll off for first turn, and he took it. We are playing Invade. So good scenario for me, I think. He has a lot of shooting, so he doesn't necessarily want to be just running across the board. He kind of wants to hold up a position. Um, but him getting first turn is definitely not ideal. Going second in Invade's never ideal. So yeah. So other terrain wise, there's a hill out on the left. There's 2 impassables across the center here, so it broke the table up into effectively 3 lanes. 2 reasonable lanes on the left and the center, and then a much smaller lane, especially because there's a fence over here. It's tough to see, but the other fence is right here. We have flat or difficult, low height terrain here. Same over here, and then forest. So Keith has Bissell Grotesque on far left and kind of center. He has his half-breed winged caster on winged half-breed, the big dragon that casts spells out here. This is his cav unit. His gargoyles are behind over here. He has the horde of decimators. This is his fireball caster. Then he has a troop, a regiment, and troop of the Black Souls. And then 1, 2, 3 individuals here are his hex casters. And then he has his 3 rockets sitting back here. So, yeah, so that is Keith's deployment. Obviously, playing the 2 main lanes, leaving the 1 exposed. And for me, I have the latest slashing Dreadfiend with Scarecrows and Sir Jesse's Boots. Both Mind Screeches out here because, you know what? Hexcasters are on the opposite side of the board, so might as well get some value out of, the spells that while I can. Then a regiment with a troop of phantoms, Butcher Flesh Ripper. The Hex Dread Fiend is out here as well because again, one of my later drops, and even though it's tough to hex a hex caster because they have spell ward, the thing that really doesn't want to be hexed is this dragon who can cast 2 spells a turn with ridiculous dice and everything. So yeah, we're gonna use our hex over here. In the center, I have a triple stack, and this is Helm of the Drunken Ram unit. I then have the Portal of Despair, and then another triple stack with the Blessing of the Gods unit. These guys are mostly sitting behind this forest. The scarecrows are nosed in. And then I have my last Butcher Flesh Ripper out on the flank to cause some havoc. Um, yeah, so overall, very happy with the deployment. I think Keith made a crucial mistake in that he's going to essentially allow my spellcasters to free reign in this deployment because he put all of his hexcasters in this section of the board. And between this impassable piece, he's going to be getting on the hill. He's going to block off line of sight over on the left hand side of the board, which is where my guys are. And that's going to allow me to, hex him for one, and then utilize my lightning bolt for some pressure over here as well. So I think, he got first drop. I have more drops than him though. So my last 3 drops were my spellcasters and my tricksters one. And by that time, he had already dropped all of his hexcasters. So my initial thought was this is, it was going to be kind of a tough game. He's definitely out shooting me, but with that, with that mistake, I think I have a much better situation now than I was expecting. So, um, yeah, in the overall deployment of things, if I got first turn, I was going to be pushing forward to threaten him, once he crests the hill. Now that he got first turn, I think the idea is he only has 14-inch range from those guys on the hill. So I'm going to be, I think, holding back a little bit more and, just drawing him in. But I think that this left flank, I just have so many more units. He has 3 hammers and a dragon out here with 1 piece of chaff, and I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 guys, and then I can swing over any one of these 2 at any given moment as well. So I'm, more than double his units out here on the left hand side, and this is a huge chunk of his unit strength because that's 9, 10, 11 of his 24 unit strength, I think it was. So this is almost half of his unit strength in these 4 units. Now these grotesques could go to the center, but if they do, he's probably foregoing the hill. Yeah, so I think I'm just looking at it saying I'm going to push the left aggressively. I'm going to delay in the center. And then, hopefully I can bring, if I punch through the left, I just crash in to the center from both sides. So that's our game plan going in here. In again, invade versus dwarves. As long as I don't allow these unit strengths to punch through on the left hand side, and I expect I'm going to trade in the center at the very least. I should be able to win the scenario. But yeah, let's go ahead and take a look here. So his first turn of movement sees his units like so. So he's not committing with these grotesques. They could go left or right at this point. Yeah, and then his shooting He has a lot of closer range shooting with the fireballs, the decimators, but he still reaches out and pokes with the weakness and the rockets. So he does that, and he has angle on the soul flares that were back here, and he does a few wounds to them. But I think the initial target priority may have been a mistake as well, just because and I told him before the game started the portal of despair isn't stealthy for whatever reasons, but this is the top target for like his rockets especially. This is the only thing the rockets hit on fives. Everything else they hit on sixes, and they're going to hit on sevens if I'm sitting in terrain like this. So um, yeah, he shot the soul flares though. I think he only did a few wounds after Radiance of Life. I'm going to be sitting pretty healthy here. But yeah, this is my turn here, and bottom of one. So out on the left here, I move the Dread Fiend up. So we are, I believe, out of charge range of the Cav and out of line of sight of everything else. Um, and then move forward aggressively with everybody else. The Butcher's protected by the unit and the terrain. Um, he can bring his dragon in there. I'm okay with that. But yeah, we're just doing what we're doing. I'm touching the obstacle so that way I can get some shots off. Yeah, and we're in a position to hex. So in the center, move forward into this forest here with this particular detachment. But the other one did not really move forward because, well, we would be in range of decimators cresting the hill and pretty much every other shooting that he has. So I'd rather him shoot on sixes. The only shot the decimators are going to have this next turn are sixes on this horde of infantry. So I'd rather just give him those shots than anything better. So that's what we did. And the butcher is making his way around the flank over here. So this is after Keith's move. Again, no combats, nothing much to talk about. We gave him what we gave him. He took what we gave him. He shot into that unit. He didn't do a whole lot because he needed sixes. The fireball went into there as well, did a little bit. And then he did shoot his rockets this turn at the Portal of Despair. But as you can see, I have, 4 different units that have wounds, and all of them are in Radiance of Life here. So I think, there was some shooting that had to go into a unit, but I think the first turn with Keith's target priority was slightly off. And he, I don't know if it changes outcomes of anything, but I think it's just slightly inefficient. This thing is giving me inspiring for one, so it's harder for you to kill my units. Radiance of Life, so when you don't kill my units, you just have to kill them, a little bit more. So I think that it was just a better target priority, and honestly, this thing's in my list to be the target in a lot of ways. So I'm okay with it getting shot, but when it doesn't get shot, it really helps me in the shooting matchups. So yeah, this is my turn 2. And so you'll see Keith had backed up over here and just repositioned a little bit. He brought the gargoyles up to protect his decimators. So he doesn't want those guys getting charged at all, which is fine. And yeah, pretty much these guys went up on the hill, and I don't know exactly why, but Keith decided, oh, this troop is going to come towards the center. I think maybe his initial thought was, oh, this butcher's just going to go try to hunt down my war machines. Well, that was an option, but now that you looked away from me, I'm going to look right at your center line because I want to kill the unit strength at this point. And something weird or something unique that people may not realize. These rockets are unit strength 1, but where they're at, they're not going to be getting across the board. Or if they do, it's going to be 4 turns of not shooting and just moving them. So I'm okay with that either way. So yeah, my turn here, and my movement uh, is. Did I not get pictures of my movement? There we go. Oh, I forgot the pictures of his shoes. So yeah, this was one thing that did happen in his shooting is he did waver this back unit. So it looks like this was after Radiance of Life. So he did 2 wounds and rolled an 11, I guess. But that's all right. That unit wasn't actually going to be moving forward because I don't want to get shot. So I'm okay with it. Yes, so movement. So this is after my movement here. And we'll dive into it. So on the left-hand side, I just reposition the Dread Fiend. Again, out of the arcs of everything, just saying, oh, look at that. There's plenty of charges for you here. Why don't you take them? I push forward aggressively with the scarecrows because, again, now I see he took his chaff piece over here. So he has 4 units. One of them's back here sitting behind the forest trying not to get hexed, but well, I can find an angle. And yeah, the other 3 are the things I want to kill. And I'm going to take trades to force the issue to allow me to hopefully get into the center before the end of the game. So this Scarecrow Horde just moved up as far as it could, and it's giving away 2 flanks right now. Not just one, it's giving away 2 flanks. I do not care. Because if he's sitting right here, that's right where I want him. So and then in the center, we'll see that I move forward, or I charged with the horde of scarecrows because they got a little toasty. You know, they're sitting with quite a few wounds on them and whatnot. But I want to block him up as well. So I want to make sure his range currently is the max range. Essentially, he can't really move forward and get into the soul flares, which are the main things I'm trying to protect at the moment. Um, and then, yeah, position the portal to get Radiance of Life on everything. The Tormentors jumped in front, but since they're sitting in the forest, I feel pretty confident that they're going to be fine for at least 1 turn. Unless he focuses a lot of stuff on them, which could happen, but that, yeah, it's only a unit strength 1 troop, so. Yeah, so this is the final positioning for the turn. Oh, I did a couple wounds, I think, there, but otherwise I hexed his caster again, and the lightning bolt went into the troop of gargoyles, and I did get a waiver on the gargoyles from the lightning bolts. Yes, so that was my turn. So this is on to Keith's turn 3. And we'll see that Keith said, well, I guess I'll take that charge. I don't think there was a necessarily a better option. If he keeps backing up, then he's never getting across the line. So I don't blame him. It's exactly what I want him to do, but I think it's also the only legitimate option for him on this flank. He's just severely outnumbered here, so he takes that, repositions. He does move his caster up, and the big thing that he wanted was inspiring onto this unit, but that does put his caster, his dragon, into a very chargeable position at this point. So I am liking it. Because you know what? He hasn't cast a single spell this game yet. And if I get in combat with him, he's not going to cast any spells. And that is a lot of fucking points to not be doing anything. So on the right, he continues to ignore the butcher, which I don't think he can do much of anything unless he, I don't know, turned and fireballed and everything at him. But yeah, he continues to look forward and progress that way. He does countercharge and double charge with the regiment into my horde. who's already fairly wounded at this point. So, um, yeah. And then he's just staying in position. I did have to move up with the horde and obviously the portal in such a way that he is going to get decimator shots off on one of them. But I did position the units on the right that the decimators were not going to be able to get in range of him. Although I think his fireball was able to move and get in range of one of them because he's up on the hill. So he does take off the portal. He does take off the troop here. But with all the shooting that he has, only taken off those two after the portal been heavily damaged already. It's all right. It's acceptable numbers, acceptable losses. So. And then combat, he does take off the horde from the flank. They're hitting on threes with elite and vicious with 32 attacks. So, yeah, I did not expect them to live, but they are 125 points, and these cavalry are much more. So let's go kill them. And this is what it looks like. It is time to commit. So on the left, my butcher was in range to charge the dragon, so yeah, we're charging the dragon. And then I had range for double flank and a front charge here, so we're going to do that. My thought is it was the ideal positioning that these guys, the regiment of scarecrows, ended up here. Depending on after killing them, my thought is sidestep them and hopefully block off this unit here. Saves the butcher for a turn. So yeah, and then I did, instead of charging this unit, I decided that this positioning was going to be better for me because he has to charge me. It puts him in a position where he doesn't kill me. I'm going to get flanks on him, potentially even rears, depending on this reform and everything. And just do the quick math. They have Strider, but they're hitting on fours, so that's going to be 9 hits, and then they wound on twos with vicious. So if they do 9 wounds, he needs a 7 twice. And I forget if they have brutal or not, but 7s twice or 6 twice is an acceptable number for me. 6 twice is a 50-50. 7s twice is definitely in my favor, so I'm going to take that. And it limits him. That's his only charge here. So, and then over here, we take the butcher into the flank of the troop. I charge the regiment with the blessing of the gods, and he did not kill my horde, which was good for me, obviously. And they countercharge the regiment as well. So we're trying to take out the unit strength here this turn. My troop of tormentors charge the slightly damaged because they regened. What are they called? Those guys. And then this turn is the turn that I actually move my soul flares forward in range. Also, this is the turn I didn't get pictures of it or call it out before, but this decimator horde had one of these the periscope hexcaster sitting behind it the whole game, but you'll notice it doesn't anymore. So it's time to wind blast, boys, and we're going to show these dwarves who's really in charge here. Yeah, that's right. 10 inches backwards. Those decimators can't even march back onto the hill. So after that, you'll gotta love it. Keeps posture even, just hands on hips, like, well, shit. Yep, boys, we got him. That decimator horde ain't doing shit now. So, um, so yeah, we've mitigated our biggest threat in the center with those decimators, at least for this turn. And we're going to hopefully try to clean up these lines, eliminate some unit strength. Because even if I get nothing in the middle across, I've already got the positioning I want on the left flank. So I just need to continue pushing my advantage, which is the left flank at this point. So this is positioning before combats, and after combats, we did kill the regiment. We got the max sidestep, which I believe 2 inches would have done it, but gotta love it when we get 3 inches. So we've essentially just chaffed up this horde. This horde's effectively chaffed up as well, and we did damage to the Supreme Beast, and he's a dragon that hits on fours, so you know who's gonna live? A butcher's gonna live. That's right. So we're in a good spot now, boys. It looks a lot better for us, and the plan's coming together. So in the center, I did kill the troop with the flank charge, and I believe I wavered the regiment this turn. We also killed the gargoyles, so we're picking up unit strength and locking him in positions right now, forcing forcing un bad positions, I want to say, but forcing him into very limited options at this point. So this is Keith's turn 4 movement. So he does charge the Dread Fiend. He does have to take the flank here. And then in the center, he charges the Horde. He backs off an inch with this unit. He's going to shoot with the Soul Flares, either at the Butcher or the Fly Guys, the Soul Flares. Yeah, and then he jumps a couple guys on the hill. So that is that. And he does finish off the Soul Flares, which was kind of expected. They were already damaged decently. So, yep. And he only does like 1 or 2 wounds to the Butcher. So the Butcher's in fine place. The casters that are on the hill were enough to take out the troop of Tormentors. And combats, he does kill the Horde with the troop, which I was at like 15 wounds at that point. So, we were lucky to be alive from last turn. So this is where he ends up there. And he does kill the regiment out on the left, but you know what he doesn't kill is a Dread Fiend. And so the math worked for us, and we're going to take advantage of that. I should say as well, he hexed one of my Mind Screeches this last turn. He smartly saved the Hexcasters for last shooting, just to make sure that he got enough wounds on the things he needed. And, he was up to an acceptable number on multiple things, and he had 1 Hexcaster left, so he shut off one of my lightning bolts. So yeah, so on the left, since you're hexed and already took some damage, and you're only 1 unit strength, I decide, well, you're the next chaff piece. So the Mind Screech flies over the impassable, blocks up a grotesque horde while we dogpile on the other one, and then we continue to just fight one-on-one against the beast. So again, this flank is going spectacularly, exactly what we wanted out of this. And the center is going better than expected in a lot of ways. So Butcher takes the flank to this already 7 wounded unit. We go ahead and double charge the troop here. Yeah, because we don't really need anything else to go our way. We're just taking out unit strength. These individuals are going to be a pain. They're going to do what they're doing, but can't really devote efforts to stop that. Not in a position to really stop it right now, but even if we were, I think you want to eliminate the unit strength, eliminate the possibility for a loss at this point, even if it means you're losing more on attrition. So we do kill the grotesque, sidestep with the regiment in that direction. The Dread Fiend looks towards the center here. And we did wounds to the guy already. So he does have a withdraw and charge to the Tormentors, but he hits on 4s normally. He's going to be -1 for withdraw. And because I knocked him out of the air, he's going to be hindered. So he would need 6s. And that's a rear charge anyway. So he doesn't want that. We do kill the regiment. I waver the troop, which was definitely below average, unexpected. This is the Helm of the Drunken Ram unit as well, so I'm just wounding on 2s. But I think I was weakened. I think that's a big part of it. So the soul flares were definitely weakened. The horde might have been weakened as well. But even if they weren't, I think it was coming out of the terrain. So um, not terribly as bad as it initially looks here. But so Keith's turn here. This is going to be turn 5. And he takes the only charges he really has, which is a counter charge here, charge there. He was wavered, so he backed off, so he just moves the rest of his shooting into position. He does get a pretty decent turn. I think these guys were already damaged a little bit, but yeah, he does get his decimators in a position to be able to see the horde clearly. Picks them up, and but he only wavers, or no, he weakens. He doesn't even waver the soul flares, so soul flares are still in the running here. Over on the left, he picked up the soul flare or the mind screech, acceptable. And then this is my turn 5. So on turn 5, we double front charge here. We double front charge and flank here. This is the J booted unit, and they will be using the J boots. So again, we're just using our numbers. We're down. We've only knocked out 2 of his units, but we still have 5 of ours left. So, and they're the crucial ones for combat anyway. So. And then in the center, it was a flank charge onto the troop. I debated on if I wanted to try and hit the caster and try to kill it and get an overrun, but I decided it wasn't worth the risk. The attrition's not what I'm after. It's the unit strength at this point, so I do that, and then I charge the individual with the Mind Screech, actually, which gets the Mind Screech across the center line, which is roughly here. And it shuts down that big Fireball 18 as long as I do a wound. So I killed the troop and reposition. I did do damage to the caster. You'll see he's up to 5, so I must have hit him with something else earlier. Whether I think it was lightning bolts the turn before. So, and the reason I didn't lightning bolt was I believe I was hexed with this mind screech from the previous turn. So. And then over on the left, we do kill the caster and overrun into a position like this. This is actually Keith's turn where he killed my already wounded Dread Fiend and then backed up. And then this is after my swarming of him, because what's better than a triple charge is a quadruple charge. Overkill is the best type of kill. My soul flares were wavered from his shooting. But my butcher's standing strong and just grinding it out with his guys. Butchers are tough, especially when you don't have crushing with this unit here. So, and then I charge the individual again because I can. And this is where it looks like on turn 6. So Keith picked up the soul flares. He ran away. I didn't waver his character this turn, so he just ran away with them. And then he tried to do some shooting. He does not pick up any of the other units on the left, although I think one of them's weakened potentially. So bottom of 6, he does not kill the butcher. So butcher plus the soul flares in the flank. His unit already has 4 or 5 wounds on it. The rest of the units are just staying out of as far away out of the line of sight of the rockets. At least I can't really get out of range or line of sight of these casters if there is a turn 7. And I believe he shot and wavered my Mind Screech here. So this is end of 6. I did pick up the horde, and that is where the game ends. So yeah, very like I said, deceptively good shooting from Keith's side of it. The stealthy absolutely helped me in a lot of situations. If I wasn't stealthy, I don't think I have anything left from the center, which I barely have anything left right now. But I was definitely outnumbered, outgunned in the center fight, but the whole goal was to delay that fight anyway. We did eventually break through on the left hand side, and yeah, it allowed us to kill that decimator horde in the end. So, with attrition and everything, attrition scores were practically even. I believe we were both between 16 to 1700 kill points. And then I had 7 unit strength on his side of the board, and he had 0 unit strength on mine. So that was a +3 in the scenario column for my favor. So it ended up being a 17-4 victory for me. Yeah, so again, I think a big benefit for me was the overall scenario, obviously. Um, I think the terrain actually helped me out quite a bit in order to push the left hand side. It doesn't necessarily help me with, trying to control his shooting. His shooting was able to, funnel people in between these two impassables and just light them up, but my units are much smaller base sizes than his, and I can overwhelm him. And it's clearly what I did on the left hand side. So, because if we look from beginning to end, the amount of unit strength that was lost, he lost all 11 that he had over there in his 4 units, and I lost the Horde of Scarecrows, Regiment of Scarecrows, the Dread Fiend, and I ended up sacrificing one of the um, mind screeches as well. So that was 7 unit strength, I believe, that I sacrificed in order to pick up 11 and won the flank. So I was able to pick up the Decimator Horde as well. So that was obviously a very good trade for me, but in the center, I lost a lot more when it came to the straight up unit strength to unit strength. But he had a lot of individuals around there. So overall, very happy with the game. I think had a very sound game plan going in, executed it very well. I'm definitely feeling that you know just things are falling the way that I want them to fall, and getting the luck that I need when I need it as well. Keith and I talked after the game, and he agreed that his biggest mistake was allowing for my Hex and Mind Screeches to do as much as they did this game, because his dragon was never comfortable, and his dragon was forced into a position where he got charged on turn 3. So if he had even just one Hexcaster over there to stop me, it would have made a world of difference in this game. And talking with Keith even later on in the event, he said that he 100% did that. He faced Hex later on and uh, absolutely deployed a Hexcaster next to his big dragon in the later stages of this event. So, but overall, very good game. I believe Keith played it fairly well. I think that it was just a scenario that favored me extremely, to the point where even Keith getting first turn didn't help him enough to win. So yeah, we'll take this win. We had 20 in the first round, 17 now in the second, so we're sitting at 37 out of a possible 42, which is very very good. We're not top of leaderboard by any means, but I think we're like top 6, top 7, somewhere in there. So we should have a very strong opponent for round 3. And yeah, hope you guys check out round 3 once it's up. But I appreciate you watching this one, and I'll catch you on the next.